Will the Buckeyes' dominance of the Big Ten continue in 2021? Welcome to our Ohio State Voice of College Football channel. Please like the videos, share the videos out on social media, because if you like the content, others will as well. So please spread the word and subscribe right here. Okay, Clemson owns the ACC, Oklahoma the Big 12, but nobody has owned a conference for as long as Ohio State. No, they haven't won more consecutive championships, but they have been the best program in the Big Ten since, what, 2004, 2005? Maybe the statistic that highlights this the best is that aside from the Luke Fickell year, interim head coach in 2011, Ohio State's worst Big Ten record since 2004 is 7-1. All right, let's look at the Buckeyes games in 2021 and see their win probabilities. Please leave your comments down below as to my win probability totals, and hey, leave your win probabilities as well. Ohio State against Akron on September 25th. If I could award a 100% certainty, and I guess I could, but as long as there are 18 to 22-year-olds running around on a football field, I never consider it 100% lock. But this would be right there. Akron's been awful for a long time, especially in the last few years, coming off 0-12 2 years ago, 1-5 last season. Buckeyes last won the meeting against the Zips in 2011, 42-0. They are 4-0 all-time, going all the way back to 1895. Give the Buckeyes a 99% chance of winning this one. Against Maryland at home on October 9th, the Terps, of course, gave Ohio State that difficult test a couple years ago in College Park in overtime, but it was a 73-14 game 2 years ago. The game was canceled in 2020. Buckeyes own the series at 6 straight, 6-love, and a 94% chance of defeating Mike Loxley's team in October. Next up, Michigan State. Week before the game, Ohio State taking on Michigan State. Of course, Sparty has dealt Ohio State historically some of the worst losses in program history, not in terms of on the scoreboard, but in terms of impact. 1972, possibly costing Ohio State a national championship. Ditto 2013 and 15. Buckeyes have won 5 straight. They own the series at 34-15. Ohio State with a 93% chance of winning this one against Michigan State. On to the game against Tulsa. A breakout team in the group of 5 last season, came within a score of Cincinnati and Oklahoma State in a fine 6-3 season. Buckeyes and the Golden Hurricane have met once. It was in 2016 in Columbus, and the Buckeyes humiliated Tulsa at 48-3. Give Ohio State a 93% chance of winning this one. At Rutgers on October 2nd, since Rutgers joined the Big Ten in 2014, Ohio State has annihilated them every single time. 7 straight wins make it a 92% chance of defeating Greg Schiano and company, even though Schiano has brought, at least for 2020, respectability back to Rutgers football. Purdue, of course, dealt Ohio State a huge loss as the number 2 ranked team in the country in 2018, costing Ohio State a playoff appearance, 49-20 in West Lafayette. In fact, the Boilers have defeated the Buckeyes 4 of the last 5 meetings at Purdue. Going back to 2004, Ohio State leads the series 39-15. Buckeyes face the Boilers on November 13th and have a 91% chance of winning this game in Columbus. Ohio State at Nebraska. Buckeyes lead the series at 8-1, 6-1 since the Huskers joined the Big Ten. And Nebraska won that initial meeting in Lincoln in 2011. Buckeyes have dusted them off 6 consecutive games, including 62-3 a few years ago. And the last 2 meetings have been pretty brutal as well. Give Ohio State an 88% chance of defeating Nebraska in Lincoln the first weekend of November. The game, here it is. A lot of college football fans would say at this point Ohio State has a 100% chance of winning this game against the Maize and Blue. Ryan Day is 2-0. Urban Meyer was 7-0. Again, Luke Fickell lost the 2011 game. Jim Tressel was 9-1. But, of course, we do have the 80s and the 90s if we look back historically, and all the way back to Michigan, winning the first 13 of 14 in the series, and still lead the series. Does Michigan 58-51. So still work to do for the Scarlet and Gray in winning this series. It's on November 23rd this year in Ann Arbor, of course, for the first time in forever. They did not play in 2020. Give Ohio State not 100% chance of winning. How about 84% against Michigan? The opener's on a Thursday night at Minnesota. Rarely has Ohio State opened in Big Ten play. They did a few years ago in 2017 against Indiana. They go to face P.J. Fleck and company, having won 10 straight against the Gophers. The last time Minnesota won was in Columbus. Glenn Mason, the coach, against John Cooper in 2000, 29-17. Buckeyes own the series 45-7. They should win this one as well. Give Ohio State an 82% chance of defeating Minnesota, coming off a 3-4 campaign after the big 11-2 top 10 finish in 2019. Ohio State faced its stiffest in-season game, of course, at the shoe against Indiana. Broke out to the big lead, held on 42-35. At Indiana, having not lost to the Hoosiers since 1988. The two teams tied in 1990. The Buckeyes have ripped off 25 straight wins since. A lot of the recent matchups have been tight. Ohio State leads the series 76-12-5. 76-12-5. Give Ohio State a 77% chance of going to Bloomington on October 23rd and winning this one. And then finally, the big matchup against Oregon. It was scheduled for Eugene in 2020. They'll play in Columbus on September 11th. Buckeyes have never lost to the Ducks, 9 straight, despite being an underdog in 2 huge games the last 2 times they met, the 2010 Rose Bowl and the 2014/15 National Championship game. The Buckeyes, a 5-point favorite both times, dusted off the Ducks 26-17 and 42-20. Give Ohio State at home a 64% chance of defeating Oregon. Give us your win probabilities. Let us know what do you think of ours? Looking ahead to Ohio State and another quest to a Big Ten championship in 2021, right here at the Voice of College Football, Ohio State.